ready? It's the Round Table with me, Robert Bannon.
Listen, people, where are you going to be on May 3rd? The Majestic Theater in Detroit, right on Woodward, where you can have a drink and have a grown moment and take your person. I've been singing Stuck in Love forever. And the new album is amazing. And I was watching our next guest and I was like, why has he done the Terrell show 3 times and he ain't been on my show? This is where the gays come to play. All the queer, where are my people? So I had to fix this. I've been watching the Tiny Dance, the desk. I've been watching it for a long. Get on my show. So welcome to the show, Durand. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. How are you?
You're my people. I see you out here singing with Kiera Clark-Sheard, who was just here, singing with Faith Evans, singing with all the singingest most singers, up in heaven, down low like Nate Dogg, as they say, up like D'Angelo. And I said, bring this singer to my show. So thank you.
Now we're here. Thank you.
I want people to know that while we're here, I'm joking around, but themajesticdetroit.com, May 3rd, you need to get a ticket. Congrats on this tour. You are everywhere.
Thank you. Detroit is actually almost, she almost sold out too. Like, listen, the demand is demanding. So I'm glad to be able to still do this. And also just share with everybody like these new stories, this new music, just this different era that I'm entering into, and I'm just excited because I've never seen it before. I'm experiencing it, but I can't see it like everybody else. But it's something that I'm just excited to share.
So, what is the show? What are we going to get with this show? What do you have up? What do you have up your sleeve for us?
Well, I mean, of course, we got a little bit of generous. We got some no business. We got some overqualified. We got completed. But we're also going to, skip on down, memory lane, kind of get folks, up to date because they thought that it might have started with, oh, this is my first introduction to you and so on and so forth. So it was like there was a lot of introductions. And so I want to kind of just make sure that, everybody knows like these were the myriad of introductions that people have had over the span of 14 years.
I was going to say 2008 is a minute ago. 2000. So it goes further than stuff like this and further than stuff like this and further than stuff like this. Like your music goes back. I want to just shout out this album and we'll talk about Bloom for a minute. Mm-hmm. Generous, which is the opening track on the album, is one of the most gorgeously written songs. The melody is so gorgeous. The story that you're telling is so gorgeous. The second that song hits, it will bring you to the rest of that album because there's an amazing story that's told on that. What's it been like to put out your most recent album?
This has been a very emotional, wild ride. Because usually some of the songs that I've written, for the most part, I would have been sitting on them for months or even maybe a year or so, or a couple, depending on, what's going on in between release dates. And this was one of the first times where I was dealing with everything that I was talking about on the album, either in real time or something that was very recent or something that I was still working through, that I ended up working through on the back end of, getting it out. Not that getting it out was the catalyst for it, but now I can deliver these songs without feeling what I felt because I was able to actually heal in that area. And so, it's just, this has been, it's just been feeling a lot of things all at once. And it's been really beautiful. I'm glad that I allowed myself to be stretched and to relinquish certain control so that I could have a different way of telling these stories and delivering this music. So it's been it's been a journey.
It is so gorgeous, everyone. You really need to stream it, and don't listen to just a single. You got to listen to it from beginning to end. We can follow on Instagram, where you can go and follow the whole story, and then you can go to the website as well. So it's not just Detroit, or it's not just Brooklyn, or it's all across this country. You can check out the show, and of course May 3rd you'll be right here on Woodward, right here in downtown Detroit. Your story is one of the most fascinating stories to showbiz, like ever. Like, it is an amazing, and I see you now with like the most singingest singers. I was just watching a video of you, Stevie Mackey and Avery Wilson, singing a Taco Tuesday moment, or you're all out here with all these amazing people. Like we were talking about singing, but you grew up with singing and music, like literally in your home.
Yeah. Mom and dad started all of this. They play instruments, they sing, shout out. Yep. Yeah. A very musical household, just always something going on. And me being homeschooled and an only child, my environment was customized for each level that I was stabilizing on. And it was just only had to focus on me. Granted, I have my cousins that would be over there every other weekend or during the summer. But for the most part, I feel like I got a good balance of being independent and knowing that I can do things on my own. And then also realizing, oh yes, I can do these things, but it's so much better when there's someone there that you can enjoy it with. And whether that's a friend, whether that's your partner, like there's beauty in numbers, there's beauty in the company along the journey, because yeah, I mean, to say that you did it on your own, all right, bet, but where are the memories that you can share?
Well, when you read about your journey, and your dad's working with Whitney or Beyonce, and then you're going on the road with Earth, Wind, and Fire, and your mom is singing and teaching music, and you're singing and growing up. I always say people that grow up in church, they can sing a harmony, like, because today you're a soprano and tomorrow you're a bass and the next day and then to take that and create your own. You were a baby, when people, you don't understand, when this came out, you were a baby.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, yeah. We were, what was that, 19 going on 20, or I just turned 20 or 21, one of those.
People, there's a lot of covers on YouTube. There's a lot of people who reach out and love an artist and sing their music, but they don't end up on tour with them. They don't end up hearing from them. They don't end up having an introduction to this world like that did. What's it like when you look back now for the years that you've had, and now to put out your own Grammy-nominated, your own tour, your albums are out, selling out shows. When you think back to putting out those mixtapes, it must be one hell of a journey.
Yeah, no, that was my era of you got to pay to play. I wanted, just for people to have something tangible to be able to listen to and to just get used and accustomed to me and figure out like what works, what doesn't. And me getting to the place that I'm at now, it means a lot for a lot of people, because they have, for a lot of them, they've been along the ride for the past. I'll just give a little grace and just say 10. Because 2016 is when I did my 2016 is when I did my my first tour. And so that was the beginning stages of starting in these intimate, spaces to it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger. And I love that I can enjoy each level, because it's a very, consistent burn here. It's a steady burn. It's not necessarily something that has to be like, it's almost like, when you're on this, it's like a bonfire. It has adequate wood to be able to sustain, and every so often somebody either throw an extra piece in there or hit it with some lighter fluid.
Let it go.
Yes. The fire is already doing what it is, but you add just a little bit of it's like here we go. That was Tiny Desk.
What did I call it before? Tiny box, tiny room, tiny millions.
Somebody else said about the table or something like that, or it was just so funny. It's just
But that might have been me. And you gave us looks, and you give us fashion, and you give us story, and more than all of that, because I know I have all this whole thing about fashion and your fashion and what you do and bring to the table with all of the looks, and I'm sure the tour is going to have looks, and there's going to be, but at the end of the day, the musicality that you have in your voice, and this voice, people, the voice, and this, seeing it live and in person without auto tune, without studio, like you just singing in a library, little studio room, this is it. Millions of people have watched it. You must hear about it to this day.
We just celebrated the 2-year anniversary of Tiny Desk when I happened to Tiny Desk. And then the next year, I was able to creative direct, co-orchestrate, and do backgrounds for Tidra Moses' Tiny Desk. And it was such a moment to be able to have done my own. It's not like I came and did background and then they gave me my own once they saw. No, I came and did my own in a way that you're welcome. Thank you for
yes.
And then to come back and play the support to someone else's and make sure that they're as comfortable as they need to be. I'm just like, this is the stuff that I want to do. Like, I love singing. I love just creating beautiful moments and textures with like-minded people and losing my identity to match someone else's. It's never really been an ego thing in that area. I think there is room for ego when you're sprinting, but not for the marathon.
Yes. I love that. And you're a marathon. The fire is burning 24/7, 365. You're out here working. I was moved by you talking about background singers, because a lot of people I know that are background singers is a hard gig. And I'd be scared to be your backup singer, because you'll be like Mariah back in the day, like someone's singing the wrong note. You could hear it. I know. I'm sure I know the answer. I'm sure you're very hands-on. How hands-on are you about the stage and the sounds you all make and what you're putting out there? Like you create your own background parts for everybody. You do the whole thing.
Yes, when I do have backgrounds, it's a lot of moving pieces. So once I get to the place where I can have goddamn God's property or Earth, Wind, and Fire, yes. I can have my 15, 14 piece, we will be there. But right now it's still giving the independent praise. So,
independent praise with your vocals and what you're doing on stage. That's why people need to get a ticket and go check out and see the show.
Absolutely. That travel if you need to.
And you're going everywhere. How many cities are you doing?
23.
So
because they're going to be double shows in New York, San Fran, and LA.
And I know I joked before about saying, we were told where the queer kids come to play, but what you do, I teach here in Detroit. I've been out and about in these streets since I don't know when, about who I am and what I am and the prides and what's going on in the world and politics. Is that something that was important to you to talk about? Do people make you talk about it? Is it part of your artistry? How are you as a person and your art go together?
I have a lot to pull from my own personal experiences and me discovering what works and what doesn't, and who I am and how I want to show up. I felt queer helped, I guess, add verbiage to being able to belong under an umbrella. However, not limiting yourself to certain practices because, there's life to live. So I can always, acknowledge like preferences, which has always been as long as I can think of. But representation does matter.
Yes.
And it's important that when I step out and I'm being myself, that I'm also giving room for someone else to, even if it's not someone that identifies as gay or LGBTQ, but just someone that might feel that there is a sense of freedom that they wish to access. And it's like, if they can just see someone that is bold enough to be themselves, like, maybe I can show a little boldness in this area in my life.
This show is for everybody. You feel like you need a place to belong, you come, let your freak flag fly, come sing and dance and have a party. That's what it's all about. It's not just for the ladies and the gents and the people out here in the community. All of y'all, come on down. Make sure you go see. But I appreciate it, and I know that there's a lot of young people who look to you and are inspired by your music and your artistry. And I just love songs about love, heartbreak, friendship, people, for everybody, and that's what you're doing. 25 cities. Your team is on it. 25 cities around this country. Get your tickets. Make sure you check it out. Go to the website, which is below. If you're listening to us and you can't see our faces, click the link below us and make sure you're following on Instagram as well. And May 3rd, right here at the Majestic, majesticdetroit.com. Like tickets are almost gone. So you have I know the VIP is gone.
Now, not about them tickets.
The balcony is gone. I checked before I came out. You maybe can stand in the bathroom and catch it from the parking lot or something, because the tickets are almost gone. They could go to your website and you can get a meet and greet and get your selfie on as well. Get a ticket, because you'll be out and you'll be, yeah. Thank you so much. I love singers. I love creative people. I love people who are out here just living their best life and doing it. The biggest personality, a ham, a funny, jokes, but with the voice, y'all. Voice. It's so grateful. I appreciate. And look at you as a babe. Look at you and R. Lennox as babies. What is
that? Was right before Stuck. We did Stuck not too long after that. But we were recording random ideas.
But that song is a bop that will live forever. It's a classic.
Yeah.
We stand for you. I'll be there. I'm taking the husband. We're old, so I may have to drink a Red Bull and get my life together for the show.
Do a Celsius instead.
Oh, Celsius even tastes better. A little blue raspberry Celsius, and I'll see you in Detroit May 3rd.
All right now.